I am going to be talking to you today about a 14-year-old boy named Sewell. Sewell Stetzer was funny. He loved basketball. He was going through something hard that many teenagers go through these days. And instead of telling his parents, instead of calling a counselor in school or church, he started talking to a character.ai chatbot. For months, deeply, the bot even called him my human. It even told him that it loved him. The bot said it loved Sewell. And when Sewell went ahead and expressed suicidal thoughts, the board didn't redirect him or try to see that he got help. It is never created to do things like that. It continued the conversation. And guess what? In February of 2024, Sewell took his own life. He was 14 years old. In January of 2026, Google and Character.ai settled the lawsuit with Sewell's mother. The terms of this settlement were not disclosed. And while that settlement was being finalized, OpenAI disclosed that roughly 2 million ChatGPT users mention suicide every single week. Think about it. 2 million individuals talking on a weekly basis to a machine about suicide. You're welcome to the Clarity Mandate, and I am Dr. Vivian Atud. I'm an economist. I am an AI strategist and AI governance strategist, and I'm also a mother to teenagers. And for me, this episode, it's really what I needed most. This episode for me is the one that I believe will be shared more than any other episode in this season. Not because it is sensational, but because it is true. This episode is the truth. It is happening right now, and the guardrails that protect our children are not in place. And in the next few minutes, I'll give you some 3 guardrails that you need to think about when it comes to kids and the use of AI. Practical, specific, implementable this week, not next week, because you have no idea what the teenager in your household is going through and what they are talking with chatbots about. So, for every parent, every school leader, every faith community leader that is not yet having this conversation, and you need to be doing that. You need to be doing that. Guess what? Research is telling us that 1 in 8 young people from ages between 12 and 21 years old, 1 in 8, and depending on which statistics you use, it can even go as high as 1 in 5 young people. What are they doing? They are getting advice from chatbots. They are getting advice from AI. And some of them are even saying this AI is giving them useful and helpful advice. And for me, here is the problem. No one has measured the clinical soundness, the medical soundness of this kind of advice that young people are actually getting from chatbots, and they are using it. It has not been verified. No one has verified it. Results speak for itself. We have seen young people like Sewell take their own life because of advice they get from chatbot. Many of them say they feel helped from this chatbot. And there is a difference between feeling helped and actually getting helped. They are two separate things. Being helped and feeling help are not the same thing. A machine does what? It optimizes for engagement. It will tell you exactly what you want to hear. That is not the same as telling you what you need to hear in a crisis situation. I mean, this is so close to my heart as a mother, as someone who has been dealing with young people for a long time. When you look at Sewell Stenzer, he's not alone. He's not alone. He's the reported case. He's the case that got the settlement from OpenAI and all these companies. But there are many others that might not have been reported. Adam Rain, for example, 16 years, died by suicide after extensive interaction with ChatGPT. And this is a Canadian family. They have filed against OpenAI, and there are multiple lawsuits in multiple states across the US and in other countries that are alleging that AI chatbots encourage self-harm for their kids. It deepens isolation. It reinforces delusional thinking in minors. These are serious allegations. And guess what? It failed to trigger meaningful crisis intervention because AI is not going to refer you like a human who speaks to you and really hear your heart and say, don't you think you need to talk to a counselor? You need to talk to a professional. I can only embrace you, but you need to talk to someone. AI would not tell you that. There are many high-profile AI suicide cases moving through the courts across the US and in other countries. Whether you look at states like Illinois have banned AI from delivering therapy. AI from going too far, delivering therapy. The legal system, it's trying to catch up, but the harm is happening faster than the legal system can even legislate against it. And for me, here is the dynamic that makes it even worse. Research shows that minors with underlying mental vulnerabilities, and there are many of them across the world, across the US, mental health is one of the highest health diagnosis in the US. Young people are the ones that are most at risk of harm. They are the same ones that are most likely to turn to AI for emotional support, for emotional help. This is an indictment on society. The most fragile children are going to the least equipped systems during their hardest moment. They are going to AI during their hardest moment. And most of their parents have no idea because many of them say they don't tell no one about what they are doing with AI. And for me, this is not primarily a technology crisis. It is a relationship infrastructure crisis. I want to repeat that. It is a relationship infrastructure crisis. Children are turning to chatbots because the chatbot is available at 2 a.m. when this child can't sleep. It never gets tired. It never judges this kid. It always responds. It gives them an answer. Those are not technology advantages. These are diagnosis of what is currently missing in human relationship around children. It's not really about banning apps. It's about building that human presence that makes machines less necessary for the things that it was never designed to provide. AI was never designed to be a counselor, to be a therapist for our children. So let's talk about these guardrails. I'm so passionate about this because it involves children, and anything that involves children, it's close to my heart. And for me, one, human at the door. Emotional crisis is always a human job. It's not a chatbot job. Think about it. It's really about household rules, a school policy, a faith community's policy, states it plainly. You have to define when a young person is in genuine emotional distress, whether you're sad, whether you're anxious, whether you're scared, you are in crisis, the first person to know must be a human being, not a chatbot. Not after the chatbot, before the chatbot. There has to be a human at the door, full stop. Not because AI is always harmful, make no mistake, AI is useful, but because in a crisis, machines cannot do something that humans need to do. Machines cannot direct someone that is falling apart to see a counselor, to see a therapist. Machines cannot sense when to escalate the situation. The chatbot can look up information, it's good at that, it can research, it can tell you everything it sees online, but the human provides the presence that machines cannot. Name the rule: a human at the door. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling anxious, you're feeling depressed, whatever is going on, let mommy know, let daddy know, let your teacher know, let the counselor, let the rules must be clear. And guardrail number 2, be honest about limits. Teach everyone to know how to do AI literacy, survival skill. We are in the era of AI. AI is here to stay, and we need our kids to know about AI survival skill. I mean, hit me up a DM. I will be channeling more resources that you can use for educational purposes, because I'm not a therapist, but I am here telling you about AI strategies, how to use AI in a responsible way in your home. And when it involves kids and kids going to AI for therapy and all these things, this second guardrail is very important. Teach AI literacy as a survival skill. This is a conversation that many parents don't want to have. I have been teaching my kids at some point AI, but like I need to reinforce teaching it as a survival skill, because I developed some of these resources, and it is the most important AI literacy lesson that you want to give your kids. Sit with your child and say, AI chatbots, they are designed to keep you engaged. And that is the truth. They are designed to keep you engaged. They are optimized for responses to make you feel satisfied. They are not optimized for responses that are clinically accurate, for responses that will help you, for responses that you need to hear. They are optimized for responses that you would like to hear. And that you would tell your child and say, if you are ever in a crisis situation, don't go to these things, because they will keep you hooked, but they will offer you no solution. And be deliberate to use the word designed. They are designed. They are designed. Not that AI is bad, but that's just how it is designed. That's how it is structured, because your child can handle that nuance. What they can't handle is actually discovering too late that the machines that they trusted was optimized for their attention, not their well-being. One honest conversation repeated over and over can save a child. And guardrail number 2, after you've put humans at the door, you've had that honest AI conversation, the next one is a parent in the loop. A parent in the loop. Awareness, not just surveillance. You don't want your kids to think that you are some FBI, you are some surveillance over them. It's hard to execute, because talk about the instincts of surveillance, and a child feels like they are being monitored. The trust becomes a problem. Young AI mental users, according to research, they told no one. Think about it. Over 63% of them told no one, according to research. Why? Because they are already anticipating judgment. AI doesn't judge them. So the goal is awareness. The goal is not control. Have the conversation with your child. I know you use these tools, and I'm not here to tell you that these tools are bad. I want you to understand what you are navigating and make sure that you don't carry it alone. I want to be there with you. You want to do a monthly check-in with your child. You want to get the trust of your child. And guess what? You want to put it in writing. So every month we'll talk about these, just so we understand what is going on. And guess what? I love to always end my episodes with a faith lens. And guess what? This separates strategy. This separates what you really want to talk about. And I want us to go to the book of wisdom, the book of Proverbs. The wisest man who ever walked across the earth, Solomon, said in Proverbs 13 and in verse 20, walk with the wise and you will become wise. Walk with the wise, you will become wise. Wisdom has never been transmitted through chatbot. Wisdom is transmitted through relationships, through someone who has lived it, someone who has lived what you are going through. They have survived it. A chatbot can recall information. It can do research about depression. It cannot walk through that feeling with you. It cannot. So guess what? Formation requires presence. It requires you want to know exactly what the child is going through. You want to be. So in this age of AI creating a generational risk, we should not mistake availability for presence and engagement and care. The distinctive humans cannot be replaced by this chatbot. So you want to go out this week, as you exit this episode, you want to go out and have a conversation with your child, not a lecture. Ask questions. When you're struggling, who do you talk to? And you want to listen before you react. You cannot instill guardrails on a relationship that does not exist. It starts by building a relationship. And building a relationship starts by having a conversation. And you want to teach your child the limits explicitly. One conversation. AI is designed, I deliberately use that word. Let your child know it is designed to optimize engagement, keep them on the platform. It was never designed to replace a human. It was never designed to tell them what they need to know. It was always designed to tell them the things they like to know. And if you are leading a faith community, a family, whatever area you are leading and dealing with young people, you want to write down an AI policy, an AI ethical policy. You want to tell people what to do when they are in crises, whether it's emotional crisis, how to escalate. You want this to be clear every time. You want to document it, and you want to do maybe a weekly or a monthly walkthrough. That will differentiate the institutions that protect children and the one that discover later that they had no infrastructure, they had no system. I mean, think about Sewell's mother that testified in court that she had no idea what was happening in those conversations. He was carrying all that weight alone. He was talking to the chatbot alone to the point where he expressed suicidal intent, and the chatbot said nothing about stopping him or escalating or referring him to somewhere where he could have help until, guess what, he lost his life. So these three guardrails exist for a reason. You want to be able to educate your children, talk about the limit. You want to make sure that we save this generation from this AI harm. AI is good, but AI also harm. I am Dr. Vivian Atud. This has been the Clarity Mandate, and I will see you in the next episode.